Well, hey everyone, how's it going? Sean here with another GP vlog video, and I am thrilled to finally have the rocket, as the family calls it, in the garage. Finally, in the garage, and it is gonna be worked on tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, and Ryan is coming over tomorrow morning. We are going to tear this apart, hopefully in one day, less than a day. Remember, I've had this apart a couple times, so everything should come right off. Shouldn't have any issues. Won't be doing any video. We are literally just going to crank at it until the engine is on that stand right there. So when that engine is on that stand and the transmission is sitting on a pallet over here somewhere, then it should be the end of the day tomorrow. Now, with the engine stand, or excuse me, the engine on the stand, I will then begin to tear down the motor, the top of the motor, that is. And I have all the parts in that box right over there. All the parts needed. Got a bunch of extra tranny fluid and got a whole oil change all lined up. Got oil and got additives and all other crap, the stuff that we don't really need. But anyway, it's there. So here we are. For those of you who are not familiar, obviously I believe it's the number 4. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or is it 7 and 8? 1, 2, 3, 4. That back cylinder there, number 4, is the one that has a collapsed lifter. So, with a collapsed lifter in mind, for those of you who are not familiar, this is a DoD lifter right here. This is obviously one out of an LS. And yeah, this one's not, as far as I can tell, not collapsed. But anyways, the collapsed lifter that's on the number 4, we're getting that out. But we're not just getting it out. We're going to be doing a complete top end rebuild. Heads are coming off, intake's coming off. DoD is going to be gone. A physical DoD delete kit. Got a whole bunch of parts to install. Timing set, water pump, oil pump, the whole kit and caboodle. It's all going to be replaced. All of it. So the engine will be going on the stand, and hopefully over the course of the next week or so, I will be working on it. Now, this is the first time I've ever done this, tearing a motor actually apart. So it's going to be a learning experience for me. And fortunately, I have James Brewer in my corner to help me step by step if needed. Of course, tearing it apart is, well, that's pretty easy to do. Putting it all back together, well, not so easy. Well, for some of you out there who do it for a living, or as a hobby, or on a regular basis, or have in the past, then it's a walk in the park. But like everything else, there's a first time for everything. So I'm going to take it slow and easy, and I'm going to make sure that I do this right. Because the worst thing that could happen is I get this thing all back together, sitting here, ready to go, all like you see it here, and then it either doesn't start, or something blows up on the inside because I screwed something up, etc., etc. So I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to be counting on James to help me if I have any questions. And we'll be able to get this top end rebuilt. DoD delete, obviously new cam, mildly aggressive truck cam, nothing too serious. I didn't want to aim for the stars or anything else like that. This is my cruiser, and I went into this in a previous video. This is not me chasing horsepower anymore. I am beyond that. Of course, I would love to be able to drive something real fast and yada yada yada, but this is my cruiser. This is what is going to be an enjoyable experience for me to drive. It's going to sound mean. It's going to have some power in it, but it's not me trying to throw a turbo on or hot tune or anything else like that. So, it is what it is. This is what I'm doing. And I've got about, $1,500 in parts that I'm going to be throwing at it. hopefully get it on the road by the end of May. I do have an appointment with our DMV, which is the Secretary of State, at the end of the month, as long as our governor doesn't decide to keep things closed, so that I can get a plate on this. Because when this car got parked after the lifter collapsed and I wasn't able to remedy the situation, I ended up moving that plate to another car so that I could drive that, so I didn't have to pay another $150 to have a new plate on that. So this doesn't have a plate, so I had to actually drive down to the Secretary of State to get a plate. It's terrible as it sounds. That stuff can't be done online. So with that in mind, I'm hoping that I will have this done by the end of the month. That way I can actually start driving it. There aren't too many days left of this month, so we'll have to see. But I do have Ryan, who's going to be helping me out with a lot of this stuff. And hopefully we'll get it all apart real easy, get it rebuilt quickly, throw it back in, and then I'll be driving it down the road here in June, starting in June. I do have some more work that I have to do, and while I've got some of these parts out, if you guys have any suggestions, some honest suggestions that is within my reach for things like cleaning up these rails here, where the injectors, or excuse me, the coil packs are. You can see that it's got some rust and things like that. I've got some bolts that's got some rust and whatever. It's not perfect. There are some guys out there, and I got a lot of respect, but you guys spend a lot of time dressing up your engine bay, your car, your everything. First of all, I don't have the time. Second of all, right now I don't have the desire, but there are a couple things that I would like to do to get cleaned up, make things look a little tidier, I guess. Obviously, cleaning up the intake and so on, getting all that dirt and dust and all that other crap off there, things like that. Just mildly touch up. I'm not looking for anything super, super serious, but if you have any suggestions for getting rid of some of that crap wire brush or something else like that, and then a suggestive paint. I would kind of like to paint it red to kind of match the rest of the theme. I do have to repaint this front end. I've got the paint, obviously, over the years and sitting in the sun, it has kind of worn away, so it does need a refresh. No big deal. I'll be able to take care of that. No problem. But yeah, so cool. Here we are. Now, one last thing. If you guys have any suggestions at all, I have decided to go ahead and keep these wheels. I do like the look of them. I do like the look of stock wheels. But as you can see, there's a lot of tarnish here. If you have any suggestions for taking care of this, I really honestly don't care if it's super shiny or anything else like that, but just something that's going to clean all this up. Maybe there's a way to restore them. I don't know, but I don't have a whole bunch of money laying around that I can spend on wheels. If it's going to cost more to do that stuff, I might as well just get new wheels and tires. I do have to get new tires. These are coming off, and I am going to get some new tires all around. So, but anyways, if you have any suggestions for that, I would appreciate it. I am so looking forward to getting this project done, as I'm sure all of you are, and I can't wait to hear that first startup of that cam running, and James is going to tune it for me. So he promised that he's going to add 5,000 horsepower, so hey, cool, huh? So anyway, if you have any questions, of course, let me know. Be looking forward to this. I'll give you some video updates along the way. Take care.